Good evening from Southeast Asia, and tonight we're going to do reports only from Australia. I'm not living all that far from Australia. Plan to go there maybe soon. Don't really want to. I'm scared of snakes, but whatever. Okay. With any luck at all, as we go through this database tonight, we will find instances of alien probing. God, we hope. We're praying to the great pumpkin for probing. All right. Okay. First one. Where is it? Here we go. Location. Oh, I got to do this stupid thing. All tapes, all recordings are copyright 2024 by stockphotosworldwide.com, or you can go to alienanalprobe.com, or you can go to theyclaim.com. Or a bunch of other places. I don't know. I don't care. Okay, I did it there. Location is Kirrickbilly Range, north-southwest Australia. And I don't understand that whole north, south, west, east, south, north. I could Google it. I'm too lazy. Okay, date is 1912. Time is night. Because in 1912, they ain't got no clocks. Quote, a huge man-like animal, unquote. In southeast, south. What the hell? So it's north southwest Australia, but here this happened in southeast New South Wales. Geez, you take a compass to Australia and it just sits there and spins. Is that what happens? What the hell? Okay. A huge man-like animal in southeast New South Wales approached surveyor Charles Harper and his two assistants, comma. His fierce hunting dogs retreated whining, and one of his assistants fainted and remained unconscious for several hours. That's it. I ain't seeing aliens. There's no flying saucer, no ray guns, there's no probing. Well, there might have been probing, but they're not gonna, 1912, they didn't really talk about that too much, so it could have been probing. That could be what happened to the assistant who fainted and remained, quote unquote, unconscious for several hours. Usually when people see something shocking and they faint, it's over and done in, like 10 to 30 seconds. Several hours. What the hell could you see that would make you faint for several hours? It doesn't say if they're male or female. I got a hunch. I got a hunch there's more to this story than they're letting on here. I'm thinking he probably had female assistants. This huge man-like animal thing. It did something. It did something there. But we ain't got nothing to go on. So we're just going to, our whole purpose here is to decide whether or not any of these 9,400 reports is credible, possibly, potentially. If they're not, we just delete them into the corn. They're gone, and that's what I just did. It's gone. Okay. Australia. God, bunch of short ones. From a long time ago, they were short. Okay, Nurutpa. Screwed it up. Don't care. South Australia, circa 1913, so they're not even sure of the year. It was around, and then, give or take. Time is unknown because clocks. A farmer discovered a metallic landed object on a field. I like it. At least there's a metallic object. A farmer discovered a metallic landed object on a field and was zapped by a humanoid, parentheses, not described, which appeared from within it. Leaving a lasting paralysis in the witness. No other information. Okay. Well, that pretty well tells the story. This is a really, really common account description. I mean, this is just really all too common. You know, somebody finds a landed something, they go over there, hey, what are you doing? And something, somebody, some it thing is hanging around, or it comes out, sees a human and says, oh, son of a bitch, it's a human. We were warned about them. Bzzz, and they zap them. And really, really often, these accounts, even going back 1,000 years, these accounts talk about how, the zap thing, whatever they did to him, the zap thing, you know, the ray gun, whatever it was really effective. It knocked them on their ass. They're down. They're out there. Went nighty-night, Tweety bird. But people very often comment on the fact that it seems to have been overdone. Like, you know, I didn't need to be zapped quite that hard, you know. And this one, he says he has a lasting paralysis. I assume that means forever. You know, I don't know what's paralyzed. It could be anything. It could be his whole body. It could be one finger. It could be some private part, you know. It could be anything at all. But the common theme is that when people talk about this, they talk about how it's just a little too much, you know, like, I ain't no buffalo. You didn't have to set it on heavy stun, you know. Just set it for rabbits. It'll knock me down. I didn't want to bother you anyway. Just going to say, howdy, do you need help? And then you zap me, you know, on heavy stun. Phasers on heavy stun. That's bullshit. It's a very common theme. It makes me think a couple of things. It makes me think, you know, assuming any of these things are true, it makes me think that some aliens, maybe a lot of aliens, maybe most, don't really have a clear idea of human physiology. And they don't know what it's going to take to knock down a human. And the other thing is that maybe they're just naturally a little more aggressive than they have to be. Maybe they're just paranoid. I don't know, but it's a common enough theme that it needs discussion. Okay, anyway, we're supposed to decide if there's any credibility, potential credibility. Potential. There's no notes on this thing. My hunch is, if any of these are true, my hunch is that this one may well have happened exactly as this farmer says. Might have. Can't say it didn't. There's nothing in here that automatically disqualifies it. There's nothing in it to prove it either. Okay, so I'm not going to wish this into the corn. I'm not going to, you know, forget it. We're going to assign some little bit of credibility to it, and the way we do it is we take a little pinch of sand or kitty litter or coffee grounds or whatever the hell you want, and we drop it into a big bucket. Now, however much sand you want to pick up between your fingers, that's commensurate with how credible you think this thing is. So, you know, we got to decide how much sand this report deserves. And we drop it in that bucket, and if that bucket is ever full and overflowing, then we got to say, okay, we believe in aliens. And there's a picture of that bucket on theyclaim.com or alienanalprobe.com. There's a cat shitting in it. You can go look at the bucket. Okay, so it's as of this one, as of this recording, the bucket is like 90.45% full. You know, we've covered 1,400 reports. We've got 8,000 left to go. So what are the odds we're going to, you know, flesh out that last 10%? Okay, so how much, this tricky thing, I spent too much time on this. It's only a paragraph. How much sand do we give it? I give it half a grain. I give it half of 1 grain of sand, and that goes into the bucket. There you go. Okay, so it's getting fuller by the minute. Discovery Well, Western Australia, date 1933 times daytime. Okay, see. Oh, well, this is, they didn't have clocks anyway. An Aboriginal woman. Yeah. Most of these are kind of cold reads for me. I sort of vaguely remember this one. An Aboriginal woman claimed her tribe had been frightened off the area when a large egg-shaped object landed in broad daylight. There's an awful lot of reports out of Australia of this kind of sighting encounter with Aborigines. I don't know. I sort of get the impression that with Westerners, the alien creepers, they like to creep. They like to come around in the nighttime and sneaking, peeking in windows and shit. Like with the Aborigines, they just land in the middle of the day and say, "Hey, how you doing?" I don't know. Maybe because I think Aborigines don't have guns. I don't know. Okay. An Aboriginal woman claimed her tribe had been frightened off the area when a large egg-shaped object landed in broad daylight. Several beings described as strange, gray-skinned, and man-like came out. Huh. It's 1933. You think Aborigines are watching sci-fi in 1933 in the outback? Okay, the woman said she was stunned and oh God, it's going downhill. It's going downhill. Here we go, people. Here we go. What's the name of our core website? It's alienanalprobe.com, because those are the interesting cases that need further further discussion. Okay, the woman said she was stunned, as would I be, and carried by one of the beings. Wait a minute, are these big beings or little beings? Several beings. It didn't say how big. Just say man-like. Huh. Okay, the woman said she was stunned. Okay, so she's stunned. She's like immobile. She's like jaw hanging down, slobber running out, eyes big, like that. Okay. And one of the beings just walked up to her, picked her up, said, "Hey, lady, got something I want to show you. You're going to like it, really." No, I didn't say that. Well, he might have. And he carried her inside the object. Now, Howard Stern would be just winding up here. I'm not Howard. I wish I had a few of Howard's genes. The ones that make him a big mouth freaking asshole. Because everybody should have a few of those, Okay, so you carried her inside. Okay, we know what's going to happen. Inside, the object was glowing. That's commonly reported. She was then. I love it. I live for these. I live for them. She was then strapped. Now, in modern times, I think they use Gorilla brand duct tape because it's the finest. But, 1933, they didn't have that shit. So maybe they have some twine, something like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. She was then strapped to a shiny table. Here we go. And apparently, quote, unquote, experimented with. Now, you know freaking well what that means. I know, you know, everybody knows it's code for probed in many and very disgusting, sick, and twisted ways. Because that's what they do. They're all bastards. Come from outer space and do this shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Calmly. All right, there's no notes on this one. Credibility, yes or no? Well, if this was reported, in downtown San Francisco in 19, in 2014, okay, I would say, bullshit, into the corn, and I delete it. But 1933, out in the outback, Aborigines, they got nothing to gain by making this shit up. And interestingly enough, in different regions of Australia, over long periods of time, there are similar stories to this one, and some are quite detailed. We'll hit them at random. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Some of those, I sort of keep for myself. Okay. Anyway, credibility. Yes, it's not uncredible. How much credibility? How much sand? I like it. I'm giving it. Oh, it's a hard decision. It takes me a minute to spool up and figure this out exactly, because my credibility is on the line here. I'm giving it 5 grains of sand. Partly because I know of so many other cases that are kind of sort of similar, in different areas, different decades, whatever. Okay, 5 grains of sand. That's into the bucket. Okay. No, I don't want Russia. Okay, here's Sydney, Australia, 1937 times night. Now you would think in Sydney in 1937 they had a freaking clock or a watch. They don't. They got the freaking sundials and they don't work in the night. After waking up on 2 consecutive nights feeling paralyzed and in a deep sweat, comma. Okay, I got to interject right there. I run across so many of these where people were sleeping and then they think they're not sleeping and some bizarre good or terrible thing happens and they think they're not sleeping, but we're pretty sure they still are sleeping as some kind of freaking dream, and they turn it into an alien encounter. Okay, that's where I feel this one is heading. Let's find out. After waking up on 2 consecutive nights, because he ate the bad pizza 2 nights in a row. Okay, on 2 consecutive nights, feeling paralyzed and in a deep sweat. Hell, I wake up that way every single night and there ain't no aliens. The witness left the light on the 3rd night. I guess no security cameras. And woke up to see 2 small figures dressed in black standing by his bed. Now, I've had dreams where I swear I saw shit, but I didn't really. It's called dreaming. Okay. He thought they looked like 2 little nuns with their heads covered. Oh, God, here we go. Oh, God, here we go. Here we go. Wow, these are spicy tonight. This is some freaking fantasy this guy's got. Is this a guy after waking up? Just says the witness, doesn't say. Must be a guy. Must be a guy dreaming about 2 little nuns. But it's got to be a guy. Nobody else is that twisted. 2 little nuns with their heads covered. One of them was trying to pull the clothes off of him. Oh my God, it's a guy. It's a guy. He said the Lord's prayer, and the strange figures left. Oh, and he's involved in other encounters. That's a giveaway right there that he's a loon. Probably. Almost certainly. Okay. This is some guy, probably some guy. He's sleeping, had some bad pizza. Who the hell knows? Mixing some pills he shouldn't have. Keeps waking up. Sees some little midget nuns and they're trying to take his going, God, this is just bullshit. Some latent, deep buried fantasy that came out and it shouldn't have come out, but even if it didn't, it shouldn't have been talked about, and even if it was talked about, it shouldn't have been written down on paper. All right, here's Adelaide, what the hell? Adelaide, South Australia, summer's 1947. And now it's 1947, and now they finally have clocks. Praise the great pumpkin. Time is 1100, 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh, there's a little bit of meat here. It's not just one paragraph. Okay. A 4-year-old, oh no. I don't like it when people were sleeping. And they swear they woke up, but they didn't. And I don't like it when 4-year-olds are reporting shit. The 4-year-old witness was outside in the driveway of her house, which faced at an angle onto the street corner. All the drive. When I was 4, I saw all kinds of crazy shit. But I didn't really. I talked about all kinds of crazy shit, but it didn't really happen. All the driveways on the corner face that way instead of straight out. Okay. She suddenly noticed a strange figure in the driveway of the house opposite to hers. I vaguely remember this, vaguely, years, many years ago. She suddenly noticed a strange figure in the driveway of the house opposite to hers. It was about 6 feet tall and was all in black. Okay, so far we ain't got no aliens. We got some, probably a pedophile lurking around the driveways, and he's got black clothing on. You know, so far, that's all we've got. Oh, wait a minute. It gets better. Okay, shut my mouth. It had no arms that she could see and seemed to be pear-shaped with a large round head and long, thin black legs. Oh, geez, that's nasty. Okay. There was no face. Well, it's getting worse. Only a glass-like face striated like a motorbike headlight. What in the hell? She thought that it was both queer and fascinating. I think queer does it enough for me. When I was 4, I saw crazy shit, but I never saw crazy shit like this. And if I did, I would have ran for my mommy. It was at the same distance from that gate opposite as the witness was from her gate. Okay, I get it. Okay. It was at the same distance from that gate opposite as the witness was from her gate. Okay. The witness took a step towards it, and it responded with a step. Okay, not a really smart little 4-year-old. God dang it. Mommy should have had a talk with her. With each step the witness took, it seemed to copy the witness. I mean, still, okay, we pick these apart line by line, and we're not easily swayed or convinced. And I'm still thinking pedophile. I'm thinking neighborhood pedophile. And he's just got some kind of weird clothing on, some kind of a mask so the neighbors can't identify him when he's running away. Skinny legs. Maybe he just got like leotards on because he's a whack job. Okay, with each step the witness took, it seemed to copy the witness. Well, that's kind of, I don't know, seems like that might be what a pedophile would do. I don't know. But it seemed to be getting closer to the gate than the witness. Okay. We've heard this phenomenon quite a few times, where some creepazoid thing appears to be walking, sometimes backwards, sometimes forwards, taking normal steps at a normal rate, a normal stride, but it's covering 2 or 3 times the distance that the humans do at the same time in the same place. I don't know what to make of that. It almost gives you the impression that they're like, I don't know, they're like sliding over, like skiing. Okay, like skiing. It would be like skiing, except you can't see the skis. Okay. Getting closer to the gate than to the witness. The witness began to feel apprehensive. Well, it's about time. As it stared at her with its glass face. Shit. All of a sudden, the witness was overtaken by fear. Thank you, great pumpkin. And ran screaming into the house. Her mother went out to look around but did not see anything. The bizarre creature had vanished. Well, it just means a pedophile ran away. That's all. Okay, there ain't no flying saucer. There is nothing. You know, what's more likely, you know, a strange visitor from Zeta Reticuli or a pedo? What's more likely? Bye-bye. Okay, we got any more queued up here? No, we don't. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Hang on. What are we doing for time? Oh, no, we're way over our time already. Oh, I'm so sorry. You get a partial refund. Okay. I get caught up in some of these. These were not bad ones. These are not bad ones at all. I kind of liked them, even though they're mostly clunkers. I still kind of like them. Okay, thank you very much. Good evening and good night.